Hello guys, Galaxy Boy here. Today we are back with our next episode of How to Build Remaster, and we're continuing the Dark Riddle build like last time. In episode 1, we finished the entire first floor, and in this episode, we're going to start making the second floor. So to start it off, we're going to make more of the layout, so we're going to need smooth quartz block and red concrete. And basically all we have to do, also, the fire is very loud right now. But basically what we need to do is we need to go up 5 in this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to turn it down. We have to go this way until this corner. So it's going to look something like this on that side. Then we're going to go in 8 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that. And then we have to go out to this part, so that's going to be 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to bring it down like this. And then we're going to go out, I think, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And it should line up with this one right here. And then we're just going to bring it down. Then we're going to go back 4 more. Then go out 8 more here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then it should line up with this one. And now all we have to do is bring this over to this corner like this. And then finally we just got to connect these two together. And now this is going to take a while, but I'm just going to skip ahead. In between all of the quartz here, we're going to fill it in with red concrete. So I'm just going to skip ahead until we finish. And this is what it should look like now. And now we're just gonna put in like the walls on the inside. So we're just gonna get red concrete and make like a layout. So from this block right here, we're gonna go out 4 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's where our first block will be. Then go out this way, skip the next block, but then place another like that. Then another, and then go out 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're gonna go in 4, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. The fire is very loud. Okay, I turned it down, so hopefully that should work. But now we are going to go this way, the entire way actually. So we're going to go out like this. And then from here, we're going to go in 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then actually place a wall right here. So this is what it should look like right now. Right here, there's going to be a door. And then there's going to be a door right here. And then right here, we're going to go out all the way to that corner. So it should look like this. And then we're going to have a door, I think more this side. So we're going to put it right here, I think. Yeah, that looks good. And then directly across from this door, we're going to have another one of these. And then like that. And I did mess up on something actually. So what we're going to do is we're gonna get the quartz again, but we're gonna go like, actually no, the door's in the middle, I think. We're just going to make it so we're gonna put another wall like that, and then we're gonna put a wall here with the door like this. But right here, we're gonna put in more quartz, and it looks kind of weird right now, but I forgot to mention, this part is actually open. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, this area right here is all open, so you can like see out, like this is like a balcony area. So we're gonna have to make this oak. And now we're gonna have birch fences going around it, and then 3 right here, and it goes up to this area. And yeah, we'll decorate it later on. So overall, this is a pretty good layout, I would say. And now let's put in the windows. So for the windows, we're gonna start off here. We're gonna have some like this right here, and then we're gonna have more right on that corner. So this is the window in this room, and then on this side we're gonna have a window right here, and it's gonna be directly across as well. So there will be a window right here, and then our next window is going to go right here, so it should look like this. And then the window here, it's gonna go 3 from this side, and it'll be another window, so it should look something like this. And then right here, the window, where would it go? I think it's gonna go like across from that window right there. So just 3 from this wall, and then we put another window here. And we're actually gonna have another fireplace here later on. Actually, no, we don't have this window because the fireplace is gonna go here and then the stairs there. You can put it there, but I think it would look weird. You don't have to have it there. You can have it there if you want, but I'm not gonna have a window there. And now we're gonna bring these walls up to the quartz. And this is what it should look like. And now we are gonna put in our doors. So we're gonna be using birch door and dark oak door. So for the birch door, we're gonna be putting one like this first of all. And then one over here, that's also facing to the right. Make sure they both face to the right. They don't have to face to the right, but I think they look best this way. And then right over here, we're gonna place another one facing to the right. And then here, we're gonna place one here, face it to the left. And then here, face it to the right. And then now we're gonna use dark oak doors. So this one here, face it to the left, and then face it to the right here. And that's all the doors. And now we are going to place in the stairs. So right over here, we're going to go out 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then at the end here, we're going to place in 3 stairs. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to like start going up like this basically, making sure we get to the top. Then right here, like that. And then right above the first stair, we're going to place an upside down stair. And so it should look something like this. And then go out 3 more. And then we're going to go like this. And basically this is just to make it look nicer. And finally, we're going to place in one more wall. And that's going to go right here. So just go out 4 like this, and that will be the wall, and then you go up right here. There isn't a wall in the actual game, but I think it just looks nicer. You don't have to have a wall there if you don't want to. And now this is going to take a while, but now we're going to fill all of this area in between the quartz, so this 5th row along here with oak planks. So I'll cut to when we're done with it. So it should look like this in the end, and we can now go down the stairs, and this is what it looks like now. And let's start putting in decorations. But first we're going to put in one more thing. We're going to put a fence around these stairs. And it should look like this. And right on this corner, we're going to go up 3. So it look like this. And then 3 right here. And that's the like fence protecting you from falling down the stairs basically. Right up here. So now let's get started with our decoration. And first, we're going to give ourselves some light here, and instead of using torches, lanterns, things like that, we're going to type in a command. Give Miley Gasboy, which is my name, light. And now we have light. So I like putting them in the corners and then in the middle. So here, we're going to put it in these corners, and in the middle. And then we're going to go out to here, and right here, and then in that corner, and then the middle, which is right here. And then finally, I'm going to put it right here as well, like this. And you might remember that in the first part, we also covered up this area, because if you go in here, there's like nothing. Where does it actually go when you dig up? Okay, it goes into this corner. So we can't really do anything with this. So if you want to, you can make this a pantry. I'm just going to make this a pantry. We'll do that later on though. So we're going to start with the usual thing I always do, which is putting in like these table things. So we're going to like make it spruce table like this. Put a flower pot on the left side. I'm going to put a jungle slap in it. You can put any though. And then we're going to put a heavyweight presser plate right next to it like that. And then the second one, I'm going to put right in this corner. So we're just going to make it the same. I'm going to use oak this time. And then heavyweight presser plate like that. And then right here, we're going to put in a shelf. So it should look something like this. And then across from here, we're going to put in another shelf. So it should look like this. So I think that's the shelving, like that's good enough here. And now let's put in that fireplace. So this is what we're recreating basically. We're going to make the exact same thing but on the second floor. So basically we're going to go to that block right there, which I think is maybe here. and yep, it's right there. And right here, instead of more oak planks, we're going to place netherrack. And then on the sides, we're going to place 2 bricks, go up 2 on them like this, put 1 in the middle like that, and then go like that. And then I like putting flower pots on the side. And the downstairs one, I used the red and orange tulips, so we're going to use the other 2, which are the white and pink ones. And then we're going to put in a fire charge, so it should look something like this. Now we're going to put in the final details, which is like the paintings and the carpet. So I like putting the carpet in the middle of this area, so I think it's going to go like right here. I think, yeah, this looks good. So there's the carpet like that. If you want to, you can put it like there across from the fireplace, but I'm going to put it like this because it's like the middle of the area. And now we're going to put in the paintings. So right here, we're going to put in our first one like that. And then right here is our second one. Our third one's going to go right here. I'm going to make it different though. There we go. Our fourth one, I'm going to put right here like that. And our fifth one, I'm going to put like right here. So that's our 5th painting. And that's all the paintings in this room, and this room is completely done. So this room right here, actually, and the big room, this one, both of them actually are just shelves mainly. So I'm going to make them, like, nicer. So let's start with this small room. So we put them in the corners like before, and then in the middle facing up. So this room, I'm going to transform it into, like, an office room. Like where you do work and stuff. So let's do that. So I'm gonna put the desk right in the middle. I think like this is good. It doesn't really have to be a big desk. And then we're gonna put in a stair like that right in front of it as like the seat. Now for the computer, what I like doing is I like putting a heavyweight pressure plate like this in the middle. Don't worry, we're not putting a flower pot here. And then right behind it, we're gonna put in a painting. So now it looks like a computer. Then on the side, put in a stone button like this, and that will be the mouse. And then for the carpet, we're gonna put it exactly in the middle. I'm gonna use yellow. So basically, this is what it's gonna look like. And now let's put in some extra things around the room. So let's get started with the extra things. So I'm gonna put in a shelf right in this corner. So it's gonna look something like this. Covers up a little bit of the window, but I think it's still good. And then in this corner, we're going to put in a painting. And let's do it for this corner as well. And I think this actually looks good enough. There isn't that much in the room, but I think it works. So let's move on to the next room. And we're not going to go out this way yet, and we're not going in there. We are going to go in the other big room. So let's get started with this massive room. So again, like usual, we're going to put lights in the corner and then in the exact middle. So right here, we're going to put in another light like this. And because it's so big, we're going to put one on every side as well, like this. And this room again is like just more shelves and stuff in the game. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it into a library. So let's do that. So for this room, we're going to start in this corner and go out 2 with bookshelves like this, specifically chiseled bookshelves. And then we're going to go out 4 this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Place it in a bookshelf like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And place 2 more like this. And then we're going to go up 3 on every single one like that. And then with dark prismarine stairs, we're going to go make like a seat like that. And then another seat like this. And now we are going to bring this up 1, except like the corners. And then we're going to bring that over to here. We are going to have to move that light actually. It should look something like this now probably. Now let's place in the books. So this is going to take a while. So it should look something like this in the end. And now we're going to continue on with the bookshelves. And right over here, we're going to place in 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go out 4 here, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. And no, actually, I think 5. Yeah, and then we're gonna break out this and then put another one of these stair things in here. And then we're gonna go up 3 again on every single one, like this. And then we're gonna go like that, and it's gonna look something like this, I think. And then we're gonna go up like that. You know, we are gonna go up in the corners here like this. And now we're gonna put in books inside all of these shelves like this. And it's gonna take a while again, so I'm gonna skip to when we do it. So it should look something like this, and I think this looks pretty good. And now let's place in some carpet. So right here I'm gonna place in purple carpet, and it's gonna look something like this. I'll make it 5 by 3 like that. And then right here we're gonna do the same thing, except it's going to be green. You can switch the colors if you want, but I'm gonna use these two for this room. And now we're gonna put in like paintings and shelves and things like that. So right here we're gonna start by placing in a shelf. Actually no, I'm gonna make it a table, and then we're gonna put in a painting right here, and we'll put in a painting, we're gonna put it right here, then a painting, we're gonna put it right there, so that should be directly across like that. And then I'm gonna put a painting here. I think this looks good. I want to make it different than this one. I think that's good. And now let's decorate the table. So it's going to be the same as before. Place a flower pot. I'm going to use bird sapling and then put in a pressure plate, and that's it. Since the books are in the way, I'm just going to place the lights in like the closest corner. So this one, and this one. And that's this room completely done. Let's move on to this room right here. So we're going to place in lights in the corners again, like this, and then in the middle. So it should go right here, I think. I think that's the middle. No, this is the middle right here. So this room in the game is just another, like, it's just like tables and stuff like that again. There's not much of the room, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna make it a parlor. So let's do that. So across here, we're gonna go out 2 from the window like this and place in another one of these seats. And then 2 away, we're gonna go like this, and then 1 here. And then we're gonna make another seat like that. You could place another one here if you wanted. You know what, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make it 3 seats like this. And actually, no, this one does go against the window like that. So that's gonna be that area, and we'll put carpet in the middle. We're gonna put shelving here and paintings around, and that'll be it. So to start off, I'm gonna use orange carpet, and we're just gonna place it in the middle, so it should look something like this. And then we're gonna place in this little table right here. Now we're gonna put a flower pot on the side here. I'm gonna put acacia sapling in it this time, and pressure plate. And now let's get started with the paintings. So our first one's gonna go right here like that, and our second one's gonna go there. Third one, I'm gonna put in this corner. Fourth one, let's put here. I think, no, actually we're gonna put it in the middle, like direct middle. Make it one we haven't gone yet in this room. Yeah, this one's good. And then right here we're gonna put in a shelf. So we're gonna get the spruce stairs and slab again, and right here got 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're gonna put in another shelf, and it'll look something like this. And I think this room looks good, and let's move on to that room right there. So this is our second to last room, and let's just start by putting in the lights. So if you played the game a little bit at least, then there's like maybe a chance you don't remember this room. And the reason for that is because in the game, I think this is like blocked off or something. You have to do something to unlock it. I still don't know what it is because I've never seen what's back here. And what we're gonna do, I'm thinking we're gonna make this a gym room. So let's do that. Okay, I changed my mind. We're gonna make this like an extra bedroom, because there is going to be a bedroom like over there somewhere. So yeah, we're going to make this an extra bedroom. So let's do that. So to start off, we're going to go in 3 from the window like this. 1, 2, 3 with chiseled bookshelves again. And we're going to face this way. No, actually these 2 are going to go out like that. And we're going to have a third one going out. I'm going to go in like this. Then we're going to place in quartz slabs at the end like this. So those are like the pillows. Then purple carpet like this. We're gonna fill these in with books, but we're gonna do the rest first. So right here we're gonna put in like another table like this. flower pot. I'm gonna use spruce this time, and we're gonna put a pressure plate like that. And now let's start the paintings. So our first one is gonna go right above the table, actually, so like that. And then our second one is gonna go right in this corner, and that's basically it. Actually, we can put another shelf here, actually. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna place in a shelf right here. I still don't really know what's in this room in the actual game, so I'm just gonna make this a bedroom. And now let's place in the books. I don't actually have to time lapse this part since it's only 3 shelves, so we're just gonna place in the books like this, and then that's it for this room. Let's move on to the final room for this floor. So this final room is basically like the actual bedroom, so let's start the lights. So we're gonna start with the corners again like before, and then we're gonna put it in the direct middle, which is right here, and this is what it should look like. So this is yet again another bedroom. So this is like the main bedroom, and it's very big for a bedroom, but we're gonna start by going 3 in here. So 1, 2, 3. We're gonna do the same thing we've been doing, like this, and then like this. And we're actually gonna place in the books first, so something like this basically. And then we're gonna place in the quartz slab up here, and then magenta carpet as like the blankets. And then we're gonna go 3 from here. Actually, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're gonna place in, I'm gonna use cyan carpet, so it should look something like this, probably. So now we're gonna start with like shelves. So we're gonna start with a shelf right here. So it should look something like this. And here are the shelves. And then we're gonna place in our next shelf. Where'd it go? I'm thinking it's gonna go. Actually, if you want to, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna move the carpet over to here. But our next shelf is gonna go between. So as you can see, there's a 5 space gap between the bed and this carpet. So directly in the middle. So these 3, we're gonna make it a shelf again. So it should look something like this. Directly across from the bed, we're gonna put in a table this time. So this is what it should look like right now. Now for this, we're gonna put in a flower pot like that, and then dark oak sapling, and heavyweight pressure plate, and that's the table done. And now let's get started with the paintings. So our first painting is gonna go right here in this corner. Our second painting is going to go across from the bed in the middle, right here. And then third painting is going to go on this side of the bed. Fourth painting is going to go on this side of the bed. Make sure it's different. There we go. And that's all the paintings in this room. So this is actually the final room, and I think it looks pretty good. And finally, all we have left is this outside area. So let's do it. So let's get started with the lights, obviously. So we're going to put them in the corners and in the middle. So I'm going to make this another table. So we're going to need spruce fence, barriers, and to get that, you just use the light command, but instead of writing light, you write barrier, white carpet, spruce stairs, and painting. So we're going to start by going in 3 from this corner. So 1, 2, 3, and then up 2, 1, 2. Place in our first fence, go out 2, place a fence, go to this way, place a fence, and go to this way, place a fence. And between all of that, place in your barriers. And then now we're going to place white carpet on top of all of them like this. And then on each side, we're going to place in a stair like this. And this is what it should look like. And finally, I'm going to place in 2 paintings. So I'm going to place in 1 right there, I think. That's good. And then 1 right here. So this is the balcony completely done. And that's where we're going to end part 2 of How to Build Dark Riddle Remastered. And remember, I have an original series, like the original house, like from many years ago, and it looks terrible, so that's why I'm doing a remaster. I'm going to do this with other builds later on. And that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when another video comes out, and leave a like if you liked the video. You obviously don't have to do all of this if you don't want to, but if you want to, you can. Trying to get to 1.1k eventually. And yeah, that's all. Bye.